What's happening, people? Thanks as always for passing by the channel, much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Don't forget as well, please, to like and share the videos. Big thank you to everyone who's been doing that so far. You guys are legends. Wearing the memorabilia and colours of the Gypsy King today. Holy shit. Heavyweight fucking boxing, people. Honestly, fight of the year so far. Like, above Chocolatito Estrada, as far as I'm concerned. That was the best fight I have ever watched live, ever. Like, that's a fight in a generation. That it had everything. It had tension, it had dramas, knockdowns, it had beatings from both guys. Every lad left an inch of them and everything in the ring. So a round of applause for both of them, man. As a boxing fan, I freaking loved it. I try not to swear on this channel, but I loved it. You know, Tyson Fury, man. Tyson Fury is one bad, mean, menacing bastard inside the ring. That's now a hat-trick of victories he has over Deontay Wilder. 5 knockdowns in total in the fight. 2 for Wilder on Fury, 3 for Fury on Wilder. Fury actually switched up his style a lot. He boxed at times when Wilder looked threatening. He became a bit complacent, as we saw in that round 4. And that's why, you know, after he hurt Wilder, I think he was going to try and go in for the kill again, try and get him out of there early. But obviously Wilder saw the attack coming and read it and put him down twice in the round 4. The knockdowns, although for Fury, weren't as heavy as Wilder. When Wilder went down, he looked hurt. When Fury went down, it looked like he, you know, kind of been a bit complacent, made a mistake. Not like in the first fight, especially that 12th one where Fury looked out cold. You know, even when he's gassed and groggy, like, Wilder is very much like a wounded animal, like a bull or something like that. He might be wounded, but he's still very, very dangerous, you know. So Fury went back to his boxing a little bit, and Wilder came forward more. But Wilder gassed so easily because of that extra weight that it just became. He just looked tired. He looked drunk almost. He looked really bad after, like, round 6 onwards was just the Tyson Fury show, you know. It became a bit of a phone book fight. Fury just dominated. He just gets better after 6 rounds, and that's the scary thing about him. It got rough at some points because Fury just threw everything at him. Lefts, rights, elbows, headbutts, like, you know, underhand dirty tactics, but they work. Just absolutely incredible. For a man who's 20 stone as well, Tyson Fury's cardio and fitness and conditioning is just unbelievable. How this guy moves for a 6'9", 20 stone man is just nothing short of incredible. And that was, like, literally, he is such an amazing athlete. And you look at Wilder, for example, you know, muscles don't win fights. Like, that's one thing that I wish more people would learn. When people look at AJ, they look at the Klitschko's, you know, they look at Wilder. Muscles don't win fights. It's all about your conditioning, your cardio, your ability to keep going when it's rough, you know, your gas tank. That's what's most important to boxing, you know. And Wilder just simply hasn't learnt that, and he was clearly too focused on landing that big right hand, you know. I mean, as well, like, that big right hand that Wilder has is a big one-trick pony. I think people also need to remember, and certainly now people are paying attention to it, how hard Fury hits as well. I mean, anyone who's 20 stone and he lands clean on you, he is going to do some serious damage, you know. But Wilder has a good chin, and Fury still KO'd him. You know, I think many of us have got this notion, and especially around the boxer, that Fury's a good boxer, Wilder and AJ are the hard hitters, and that Fury doesn't punch so hard. Clearly he does, because people need to take note of it. He's walked Wilder out twice now, and Wilder has got a good chin. You know, coming from a guy who was out the ring for 3 years, suffered from mental health, was an alcoholic with drug problems, and then, you know, he had the first fight, 2 more gimmies, and then the rematch where he dominated, like, and then to have 20 months out or something like that, and then do this is just unbelievable. Tyson Fury, incredible guy, amazing fighter. He's just the best. I've always been a huge fan, but I just love him now. As for Deontay Wilder, Wilder in the first round was clearly trying to box to a game plan. He was using that jab to the body, which we've not seen him use before. He never really goes to the body. He doesn't even use the jab much, to be honest, trying to set up that right hand. The only issue with that was it looked so choreographed that Fury could see it coming a mile off. And that was early in the fight. Later on, Fury had even more time. He basically could have had a week to prepare for it. He did have some early success though. I gave Wilder 3, I gave him round 1, 4 and 5. I gave him 3 rounds. All the rest to Tyson Fury. I think Wilder from round 6 was just out on his feet. He looked so groggy. He looked almost drunk. His punches, and there was just a point where I thought he was asleep. Like, he looked like he was. They were in a clutch, and it looked like Wilder was actually taking a nap on Fury's shoulder. And then on his stool, just before going into the final round where he got knocked out, he was like leaning forward, and just they were like propping him back up on his stool, and the doctors were looking at him. I honestly thought that they were gonna bring him out, because the bulk of muscle just gassed and slowed Wilder, but it didn't slow his heart, and he did go out on his shield like he wanted to. So Wilder has earned my respect as a boxer. He took some severe punishment in that ring, and to be honest, if I was his coach or manager, I wouldn't be letting him near a ring again for a long time at least. That was brutal beatdown, and Fury said he was going to put him into retirement. He might have just done that. But the only thing about Wilder is, though, as a man, like the bit at the end where Fury's trying to kind of say, good fight, well done, and him having no respect. I've lost all respect for Wilder. That, it'll be interesting to see what excuses he comes out with as well now. Because the fact that he couldn't even show a bit of respect, like, come on, man, just admit that you lost to the better guy. Stop this delusional stuff. I mean, that's just who he is, unfortunately. He's got a lot of pride. He's very arrogant, and he's very deluded. He's just a bit of a sore loser. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he comes out with. But the thing is, I still want to see Wilder fight. I don't want Wilder to retire. I still would like to see Wilder face Andy Ruiz, Dillian White, and even AJ. Like, I would happily. I think Wilder AJ has actually got even more interesting now, because it's a little bit more kind of who's going to win. It was very heavily in favour of Wilder. Now it's kind of like, well, AJ's improved a bit, so we'll see. AJ hasn't become a better boxer than he was, and Wilder has improved a little bit as well. But absolutely amazing fight from start to finish. Tyson Fury proven once again he is the best heavyweight on the planet. There is no argument about that now. He's proven it time and time again. Congratulations to him, taking a well-deserved break, spend time with the fam, see what happens next. I think he's due to face the winner of Dillian White Otto Volin, which is at the end of the month, and I'll be looking at that. I can't wait to watch that as well. Commiserations to Wilder. Like I said, went out in his shield like a warrior. Credit to him for getting up after them knockdowns. Just needs to work on his attitude, because boxing is all about respect, and you cannot be having you need to get rid of your ego sometimes and just accept it is what it is. And another thing as well, he owes Mark Breland a big apology for sacking him. Honestly, like, Mark Breland would have pulled him out around, probably around 6 or 7, just like last time. But they let him fight again, and the proof is in the pudding. He suffered a lot more punishment. So wow, amazing. Boxing is back, people. A good win for Beefy over Anthony Fowler as well. I did call that one. I'm glad of that result. He's a top lad, is Liam Smith. I hope you enjoyed the fight, and what a weekend of boxing it was. Can't wait for the next one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Peace and love.